about, see this now this is completely different what we have discussed just now. Now the inclusive will start again. I had given you a sufficient gap regarding this because Wednesday I did not take your class, I suppose. Yeah, see again Monday 4-5 days. Now completely you might have forgotten what is inclusive. I think you might have not forgotten because many times we have repeated what is inclusive. I don't want to start with again what is inclusive education and all because you people know. Okay. Now the other day I was discussing about principles in inclusive education. So I told only the 3 things: access, equity, and relevance. Okay. Equally, there should be easy accessibility so that the students with coming from different background, gender, then class, creed, socio-economic, and disability, they should have easy accessibility to. It is nothing but the universalization of the education. Okay, everyone should have the right to education, equal opportunity. Okay, every student, irrespective of the disability or caste, should be given education. So that right to education act also will be a part of it. That is called as access. Equity entante, when we are giving equity, is nothing but we have to be very fair. So depending upon their performance, depending upon their the way they have a students, so we have to be very fair. Here, the caste, creed, and disability should not be a factor when we are assessing the performance of the students. And I have given for that purpose, actually, the topic has been raised that even having disability, many people have achieved have achieved great things in their life. So for that purpose, actually, this seminar, this assignment has come out. Okay. So, we are not supposed to neglect the children based on their disability. And even I have told you that people with disabilities actually do better than the normal children without disability. At times, we would have come across that people with disability do better, achieve better in their life rather than the normal children with no disabilities. Do you accept this? Do you agree this?
Yes, ma'am.
You have to agree because you might have now whatever the assignment you have done. See, you have done an assignment regarding a particular personality with the disability. They have achieved something in their life, isn't it? Even after having some severe disability or normal disability, whatever it may be, such people, they have achieved certain things in their life. They have achieved their goal. They have reached their destination. Whereas everything is normal, but still we are not in a position to say that this is okay. This is the thing I have achieved in my life. Okay, we are leading a normal life. So what is this? Equity is nothing but here we have to be very fair enough towards the students with disabilities. We are not supposed to segregate them. We are not supposed to isolate them. When it comes to the assessment, we have to be very fair, and we are not supposed to put them aside, or we are not supposed to segregate them from the normal children. This is what is equity. Okay. Now, the third one is relevance. If I already have told you, Madam, whatever we are teaching them, whatever the learning experiences we are giving them, it should be in such a way that the concept what you are teaching to the students, to make the concept clear to them, we have to provide the learning experiences in such a way that one way or the other way it is related to the personal, cultural or professional interest of the students. అంటే పిల్లలకి మనం ఏదైనా కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పేటప్పుడు whatever the concept, whatever the topic we are teaching to the students, we have to provide the learning experience. అంటే అది చెప్పడానికి మీరు ఏం ఎగ్జాంపుల్స్ తీసుకుంటున్నారు, ఏం యాక్టివిటీ తీసుకుంటున్నారు. So the learning experiences provided to the students to teach that particular activity, to teach that particular topic should be in such a way that one way or the other way it should be related or applicable to the personal aspirations, interest or the cultural experience of the students. Okay, అంటే ఏంటి వన్ వే అంటే వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే అది అవును కదా అంటే వాళ్ళు మనం ఏదైనా మాట్లాడేటప్పుడు మనం దేని గురించి అలా చెప్పేటప్పుడు ఎలా చెప్పాలి అంటే మనం దాని గురించి చెప్పేటప్పుడు వాళ్ళు వన్ వే ఆర్ ద అదర్ వే వాళ్ళ రియల్ లైఫ్ ఎక్స్పీరియన్సెస్ ని, రియల్ లైఫ్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ని, ఓకే, ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ని, దెన్ ఇష్యూస్ ని కోరిలేట్ అయి ఉండాలి. సో దట్ ద లెర్నింగ్ టేక్స్ ప్లేస్. సి ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ ఎప్పుడైనా మన పిల్లలకి ఏదైనా నేర్పించాలి అంటే యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో ఉండే విధంగానే చెప్తే పిల్లలకి అర్థం కాదు. అది టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ లో ఉండే టాపిక్ ని మనం తీసుకొని వాట్ ఎవర్ ద టాపిక్ యు ఆర్ టీచింగ్ ఇన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద టెక్స్ట్ బుక్, we are supposed to only use the topic, but we are supposed to give examples in such a way that they are related to the real life experiences of the students. It may be the personal, it may be the professional, or it may be the cultural, or it may be any problem that is in and around the society or anything. అంటే మనకు దానికి దీనికి కోరిలేట్ చేస్తే పిల్లలకి ఏంటంటే they understand the topic or they understand the concept in a better way. This is called as relevance. ఇక్కడ come across నేను ఆల్రెడీ ఎప్పుడైనా మనం సోషల్ ఇచ్చేసేటప్పుడు జనరల్లీ పిల్లలకి ఏం ఫీలింగ్ ఉంటుందంటే యు మస్ట్ హావ్ కమ్ అక్రాస్ హిందీ అనగానే అందరూ వెనక జరుగుతారు. తెలుగు అంటే ఓన్లీ ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఇస్ మదర్ టంగ్ జనరల్లీ పీపుల్ స్టూడెంట్స్ షో ఇంట్రెస్ట్. అండ్ హిందీ అండ్ లిటరల్లీ దే ఫీలింగ్ వాట్ దే హ్యావ్ ఇస్ దట్ 10th వరకు అయిపోతే by hook or crook, after 10th I'm not going to use these languages, Hindi and Telugu. See, what happens is that they shouldn't get such feeling. Students should not have that feeling that only this is a temporary one. See, whatever they are learning, whatever the thing they are learning, it should be in such a way that they are correlated to the real life experience. The పిల్లలకి ఆ ఫీలింగ్ రావద్దు, this is only for from the examination point of view. ఎగ్జామ్ రాసేస్తే తర్వాత దాని గురించి అసలు నేను పట్టించుకోను. That is not the actual way of learning. Whatever the learning is being done by the students, it has to be one way or the other way related to the real life experiences. This is called as relevance. And the fourth one is the participation. You might have come across previously the students were not given importance. Only the teacher was now what is that? She like dictatorship. Okay, she's one teacher class. Okay. Passive learning. Okay, the teacher no what is that? No mentor, no guide. The teacher, she used to take the full time teaching, only listening by the students. No interactive lessons, no proper TLMs. This was generally done in the previous classes. But now gone are the days when the teacher was used to follow such method. Now in the present scenario, the teacher has to make the students involved in teaching learning process. టీచింగ్ లెర్నింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ సక్సెస్ అవ్వాలి అంటే టీచర్ ఒక్కరే మాట్లాడొద్దు, టీచర్ తక్కువ మాట్లాడాలి. పిల్లలకి ఎక్కువ ఎంకరేజ్ చేసి మోటివేట్ చేసి వాళ్ళ వ్యూస్ ని అర్థం చేసుకోవాలి. ఎవ్రీ స్టూడెంట్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ డిఫరెంట్ వే ఆఫ్ లెర్నింగ్, ఎవ్రీ స్టూడెంట్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ డిఫరెంట్ లెర్నింగ్ స్టైల్. ఓకే, పర్సెప్షన్ డిఫరెంట్ ఉంటుంది. సో ద టీచర్ హ్యాస్ టు సాటిస్ఫై త్రూ హర్ టీచింగ్ the needs of all the students. Okay, what happens is that when the students involved, I said na, when you happen to listen to a theory class, you listen what the teacher says. You try to understand the concept from the perception of the teacher. ఇప్పుడు నేను ఏం చెప్తాను అనేది మీరు ఏంటంటే జనరల్లీ మీకు ఎలా ఉంటుందంటే ఫీలింగ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐ సే ఇన్ ద క్లాస్ యూ ట్రై టు gather information or you try to analyze things only from my point of view. But the same thing, now the same topic when I say, now you are supposed to do tomorrow in the class, someone has to take seminar. So what happens is that at that time you will not start thinking from the perception of your teacher, but you would like to think in a better way from every angle. So as a learner you learn less, but as a teacher you tend to learn more. See, this is what actually, and this is the part, and this is the reality, that as a learner you learn less because you are not accountable, whereas as a teacher you are accountable to all the students. As a learner మీకు ఎంతవరకు అర్థమయ్యింది, ఏం అర్థమయ్యింది అని మీ వరకే ఉంటుంది. కానీ టీచర్స్ వరకు వచ్చే వరకు ఏమవుతుందంటే teacher has to satisfy the needs of all the students, so the learning takes place a lot. See, most of the other day when I gave you the seminar for SSA, RMSA, this and that, IEDC and all this National Policy of Education. See, some students actually not only they went through the textbook matter, but also they referred Google, internet, that they have gathered some good information. So what happens is that when you are in a stage of as a teacher, or when you want to give a seminar, so you tend to gather more and more information. In the same manner, when I take a class on a particular topic, on a particular thing, and you tend to understand from the perception of the teacher. అంటే నేను ఎలా చెప్పాలనుకుంటున్నానో మీరు అలా అర్థం చేసుకుంటారు. బట్ ద సేమ్ టాపిక్ ని మీరు ప్రాక్టికల్లీ మీరు ల్యాబ్ లో చేసినప్పుడు చూడమ్మా, so when you tend to do things, so you tend to learn more practically rather than theoretically. Do you accept this?
Yes, ma'am.
మీరు ఏదైనా ఇప్పుడు ఫిజిక్స్ కానీ కెమిస్ట్రీ కానీ బయో కానీ ల్యాబ్స్ మీరు టీచర్స్ కన్సర్న్ టీచర్స్ మీకు క్లాస్ లో చెప్పిన తర్వాత అదే ఎక్స్పెరిమెంట్ అదే సంథింగ్ వాట్ ఎవర్ ఫిజిక్స్ ఉందని వాట్ ఎవర్ ఇట్ మే బి, సో మీరు థియరీలో ఎంత నేర్చుకున్నారో I'm damn sure that practically when you do the same experiment what the teacher has told you in your theoretical class, so you tend to do, because they in trying to do something you tend to learn many things. So learning by doing is activity. Generally learning by doing is nothing but when the activity is told by the teacher in the class, you generally follow the steps. But when the same activity when you are doing it practically in the lab, so what happens? In doing so, you tend to learn more. So learning by doing is very important. So participation anedi entante, we are supposed to give chance to the students so that as many we have to give them the chance in such a way that most of the students, as much as possible, they have to take part in all the activities. The teacher has to give importance to the opinions, the ideas, okay, and at the same time she has to control them of their learning. See, ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ పిల్లలకి మోటివేట్ చేయాలి, పిల్లలకి ఎంకరేజ్ చేయాలి. అందరూ ఒకే విధంగా నేర్చుకోరు. ఎవ్రీ చైల్డ్ ఇస్ యూనిక్, ఎవ్రీవన్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ డిఫరెంట్ లెర్నింగ్ స్టైల్, ఎవ్రీవన్ హ్యాస్ గాట్ డిఫరెంట్ వే ఆఫ్ ఎగ్జిబిటింగ్ దేర్ ఐడియాస్. ఓకే, సో ద టీచర్ హ్యాస్ టు గివ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్. ద టీచర్ హ్యాస్ టు give a helping hand to all the students. The teacher has to support the voice of different students having different views. Because if you check now, see, Nitish is having a different mentality and Sirisha is having a different mentality. Sangamitra said like we have a number of students over there. See, what happens is that I don't see, every child is unique, every child's perception, every child thinking and mentality is different. Only thing is that now we as a teacher I am supposed to motivate the child depending upon the interest he or she has. See, that's it. So what happens is that when a few words of motivation or few words of encouragement comes from the teacher's side, every child will be interested to participate in all the activities related to co-curricular or extracurricular activities. In case if the child has a feeling that the teacher never gives importance, the teacher never listens to her, the teacher will never pay attention towards her interest or whatever it may be, that child will lose interest and he or she will not participate in the activities that takes place within the school premises or the outside the school premises. So what happens is that when we support them, so the students, when we involve the students to participate more, they achieve more, they helps improve their have a self. What do you mean by esteem? What do you mean by esteem?
Self-respect.
Yeah, very good. It's a self-respect. See, what happens is that get on better with their classroom. See, what happens when you involve, now you talk to me, I talk to you. So even the other students, they talk to me. So దీని వల్ల ఏమవుతుందంటే, when you start expressing your ideas, when you start expressing your views, see, I will not have a feeling that, okay, now the students are they shy, they are feeling afraid. When you come out with your views, when I come out with my view, and when you give your views to your friends, so what happens is that exchange of ideas, exchange of views lead to a better learning. Okay, see, contribute to a better school environment with a better discipline and a culture where learning is shared responsibility. There is evidence that involving students more in school life can have positive impact for themselves, the school and the staff. It can lead to improvements in the attainment. Okay, people more confident in their learning, improvements in teaching practice, better discipline and behavior, enhanced communication and listening skills for pupils. See, generally as a teacher in future, when you are going to be a teacher, see, give importance to the students' voice. Okay, give importance to their interest, give importance to their ideas. Okay, listen to them with patience. Okay, no child should be segregated. Every child has got different learning style. Okay, so what happens is that when you give importance, when all the students are given importance, the students better good rapport not only with the teachers, the school, the staff, but also with their peer groups. And there you could see that good improvement can be seen from the academic wise, and also they do take part in all the activities, whether it is what is that, curricular or co-curricular or extracurricular. Follow. So then, if giving participation is more important from the student's point of view. What do you mean by women empowerment? Or I think women empowerment. What do you mean by empowerment? Fast. What do you mean by empowerment?
Enhancement.
No. Independent.
Like what this is.
Independency and power to having independence in power, utilizing the power authorities
previously ladies were not given importance. Ladies were not given what is a chance to exhibit their talents. For that purpose, women empowerment is nothing but ladies, those who have achieved something in their life, like we have Kiran Bedi, Indira Gandhi, Sarojini Naidu, we have n number of Sister Nivedita, we have n number of people who have achieved, and they are leading they have led the quite independent life. So they were stick to their own, they led their life in their own terms. Generally, women empowerment అంటే మన థింకింగ్, మన ఆలోచన, మన ఇంట్రెస్ట్, మనం how we want to live life. We live life or we lead life in on our own terms instead of others dictating how to lead our life. Then we lead our life in our own way. That is called independent గా ఉండడం, ఇండిపెండెంట్ ఆలోచన ఉండడం, వేరే వాళ్ళ ఇంటర్ఫియరెన్స్ ఉండకుండా మన ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఏముందో, మనం ఏం అనుకున్నామో అవన్నీ మన ఓన్ మనం అది ఎగ్జిబిట్ చేసుకొని అదే టర్మ్స్ లో ఉండడం is social what is that, women empowerment. Like we have Indira Gandhi, we had Indira Gandhi, we have Kiran Bedi, and we have a number of people, ladies, who lead an independent life and who lead life in their own terms. They follow their interests, they follow their passion. They don't lead life, they don't actually sacrifice their interest or passion because of others. వాళ్ళకి ఎలా కావాలి, ఏం ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ఉంది, ఎలా ఉండాలనుకుంటున్నారు, అలా ఉండడమే women empowerment. Okay, they are quite independent, not only in leading their life but also pursuing their interest. Okay, the term empowerment refers to the measures designed to increase the degree of autonomy and self-determination in people and in communities in order to enable them to represent their interest in a responsible and self-determined way, acting on their own authority. అంటే ఏంటి, నా లైఫ్ నా టర్మ్స్, నా when I lead my life on my own terms, okay, no one has the right to dictate. I am leading an independent life on my own terms, on my own interest. I pursue the passion, okay, whatever the interest I have got, I follow the same interest. So, and self-determined way, acting on their own authority. Nadi nene, no one has the right to dictate. That is called as empowerment. What is that? Being independent, self-determined. Empowerment as action refers both to the process of self-empowerment and to professional support of people, which enables them to overcome their sense of powerlessness and lack of influence and to recognize and use their resources. Ante enti, see what happens, generally being powerful, being independent, leading an independent life, okay, no one has what is that, non-interference of the other people, pursuing their interest and the passion. Okay, follow. What happened?
Yes ma'am, followed. Yes ma'am.
When you lead your life independently, when you follow your interest, when you follow the passion, when you want to live on the way you want, okay, then that is called as empowerment. And then you have authority, you are full authoritative, no one will dictate you. No one will force you to lead in the other way. Okay. And me alochana, self-determined, self-empowered. Okay. When you follow the track. Okay. So that is called as empowerment. Understood? Andukani woman empowerment vastundi. Man empowerment అని ఉండదు. Why?
Because women were suppressed in the olden days, no ma'am, and were given much. That's why women came out with all the things.
And we have a number of examples like, and ఇప్పుడు in the Mother Teresa, she is known for her what is that?
Peace.
No. Sacrifice, helping others. Indira Gandhi, she was quite a dictating lady. She was self-determined, self-empowered.
Iron Lady of India.
Iron Lady. And like we have the Nightingale of India, Sarojini Naidu. Kiran Bedi, she was a great, that is a dynamic lady. అంటే వీళ్ళందరూ ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళకి ఇలా కావాలి. జనరల్లీ ఇప్పుడు మనం అందరం ఉన్నాం, ఇంక్లూడింగ్ మీ. జనరల్లీ వాట్ హ్యాపన్స్, ఎవరైనా ఏమైనా అంటే మనం ఏంటంటే వి స్టార్ట్ థింకింగ్ ఇన్ దేర్ వే రాదర్ దెన్ థింకింగ్ ఇన్ అవర్ ఓన్ వే. డూ యూ యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్ ఆర్ నాట్?
Yes, ma'am.
Because we are not that determined. మన థింకింగ్ అంతా డిటర్మైన్ ఉండదు. మనకి ఏంటంటే we have that negative attitude in our థింకింగ్ దట్ అబ్బా వాళ్ళు ఎవరైనా మనకు ఒక 3-4 times ఇన్సిస్ట్ చేసి ఇదే కరెక్ట్ అంటే మనం కరెక్ట్ ఉన్నా we start thinking in their way and we tend to follow their way rather than our way, because we are quite flexible. అంటే మనం we are not that determined, we are not that confident. Generally women empowerment అనేది అది ఎంపవర్మెంట్ అంటే whoever is quite confident, then only they are going to achieve something in their life. మనకు కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ఉంటుంది, కానీ ఏంటంటే ఒక 2-3 సార్లు ఎవరైనా రిపీట్ చేశారనుకోండి, ఇది కాదు ఇలా కాదు అనగానే అది మనకి ఏంటంటే అది ఉన్నా అవును నిజంగానే అది కాదు అనే ఫీలింగ్ వచ్చేస్తుంది. బికాస్ అవర్ థింకింగ్, అవర్ మెంటాలిటీ, వీఆర్ నాట్ దట్ డిటర్మైన్డ్, వీఆర్ నాట్ స్టిక్ టు అవర్ థింకింగ్, వీ స్టార్ట్ థింకింగ్ ఇన్ అదర్ వే. డూ యాక్సెప్ట్ ఇట్ ఆర్ నాట్?
Yes, ma'am. We accept it, ma'am.
Some of the other point will do, ma'am.
అది మన వీక్నెస్. ఎందుకంటే ఒక్కొక్కసారి మనం వీఆర్ నాట్ దట్ కాన్ఫిడెంట్. అది ఎప్పుడు వస్తుంది? when we get exposure, when someone boosts the confidence, someone encourage కాదు నువ్వు కరెక్ట్ అని. కొంతమంది ఏంటంటే they are quite determined, even after insisting them to do in a particular way, they follow their own way. See what happens, they follow their own way, and over the period what happens, they achieve they achieve success. ఏంటంటే whatever they face, because since they are following the way they want, they face the problems, they overcome the problems, and literally they achieve. we actually మనం ఏదైనా చేయాలంటే మమ్మీని అడుగు, నాన్నని అడుగు, అక్కని అడుగు, పక్కన అడుగు, అందరిని అడిగే లోపల వాళ్ళు 10 మంది 10 ideas. We drop the idea. At the end of the day, we drop the idea. And for that purpose, what happens? We are not self-determined. We are not that, we don't dictate terms to anyone. Okay. So, women empowerment is nothing but self-attained, self-determined, be authoritative. So, we don't tend to be dictated by someone. We lead life on our own terms. That is called as empowerment. ఇది ఇంక్లూజివ్ కి ఎలా వస్తుంది చెప్పండి? నేను ఉమెన్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ చెప్పాను. యాక్చువల్లీ ఉమెన్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ ఇక్కడ రావద్దు, కానీ ఇది ఇంక్లూజివ్ కి ఎలా వస్తుంది చెప్పండి?
Category would refer to this for women empowerment, I think.
ఇప్పుడు
the disabled students should not lose their confidence.
ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఇక్కడ నేను వాట్ ఎవర్ ఐఎమ్ టాకింగ్, ఈవెన్ దో ఐ హావ్ టేకెన్ ద ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఆఫ్ ఉమెన్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ జస్ట్ ఇన్ ఆర్డర్ టు మేక్ యూ క్లియర్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్. I have taken the example of women empowerment, but here actually principles of inclusive education, learn and access, equity, relevance, participation and empowerment. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే we have to boost confidence, we have to encourage the students having disability in such a way that they get empowered, they lead an independent life. Did you get the point?
Yes, ma'am.
ఇది మనము ఉమెన్
disabled child.
వాళ్ళకు ఏంటంటే వాళ్ళని మనం డిక్టేట్ చేయదు, వాళ్ళ ఇంట్రెస్ట్ ని వాళ్ళలో మనము వాట్ కాన్ఫిడెన్స్ ని ఇన్కల్కేట్ చేయాలి, వాళ్ళని మోటివేట్ చేయాలి. సో దట్ they become empowered, they become independent, they don't have to lead an dependent life. This is called as empowerment. Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now the next one is key principles for promoting inclusive practices. Inclusive practices వేరే, principles for inclusive education వేరే. బోత్ మీన్స్ ద సేమ్. ఇంక్లూజివ్ అంటే వాళ్ళని వీళ్ళని కలపడం, అది ఒకటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండి. ఇక్కడ నేను ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ అన్నప్పుడు యాక్సెస్, ఈక్విటీ, రెలవెన్స్, పార్టిసిపేషన్ అండ్ ఎంపవర్మెంట్ అన్నాను. కానీ when it comes to the key principles for promoting inclusive practices are nothing but what actually has to be done in an inclusive school. Did you get my point? Inclusive practices is nothing but a school which is not an ordinary school but is an inclusive school. Inclusive school is nothing but where normal and disabled children study in the same premises, under the same roof, in the same classroom. Okay, depending upon their age. Okay, age wise వాళ్ళని ఒకే క్లాస్ రూమ్, నార్మల్ మెయిన్ స్ట్రీమ్ లో నార్మల్ ఇంకా డిసేబుల్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఒకే పట్ట, and one room they are made to sit and they are taught by the same teacher. That is called as inclusive school. And whatever the education and whatever the activities and whatever the learning experiences are provided to such students in that inclusive school is nothing but the inclusive practices. అంటే ఏంటి, మీరు ఒక inclusive school రన్ చేయాలి అంటే ఎలాంటివి in your practices, what should be done, what are the things that has to be kept in mind when you are running the inclusive school. So the things which you do in the inclusive school is nothing but the inclusive practices. అర్థమైందా?
Yes, ma'am.
Inclusive practices అంటే whatever we do, whether curricular, co-curricular, extra curricular, ఏదైనా ఉండని, those
in the inclusion of students, ma'am.
What is it, Shraddha? What is it, Shraddha? What did you say just now?
Including the students, ma'am. The disabled student as an inclusion.
So that is what. See, inclusive practices are nothing but what is the thing you do? How what all the activities, what you do in the inclusive school comes under inclusive practices. Understood? What activities or what you do in an inclusive school is called as inclusive practices. Any doubt regarding this? అంటే మీరు ఇంక్లూజివ్ ప్రాక్టీసెస్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఇక్కడ పెద్దగా డిఫరెన్స్ లేదు. నేను ప్రీవియస్ ఏమన్నాను, ప్రిన్సిపల్స్ ఆఫ్ ఇంక్లూజివ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అన్నాను. అంటే ఇంక్లూజివ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, దాంట్లో ఏంటి ఉండాలి, యాక్సెస్ ఉండాలి, ఈక్విటీ ఉండాలి, రెలవెన్స్ ఉండాలి, పార్టిసిపేషన్ ఉండాలి, ఎంపవర్మెంట్. ఇలా ఇది ఒక ఇంక్లూజివ్ స్కూల్ ది ప్రిన్సిపల్. ఒక ఇంక్లూజివ్ స్కూల్ రన్ చేయాలంటే ఇవన్నీ ఉండాలి. మళ్ళీ దాని లోపల మీరు ఎలాంటి ప్రాక్టీసెస్ ఇవ్వాలి, what should be the inclusive practices? First one, what is it? Responding to learners' voice. ఒక ఇంక్లూజివ్ స్కూల్లో ఒక సక్సెస్ఫుల్ అవ్వాలి అంటే ఎలా ఉండాలి, క్లాస్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, స్కూల్ ఎలా ఉండాలి? ఫస్ట్ అండ్ ఫార్మోస్ట్ responding to learners' voice. Whatever may be the disability of the child, every teacher has to pay attention towards the voice, towards the learner's voice. Okay, what he is interested, what he wants to tell. Okay, now learners should have a voice in decisions that affect them, like in assessment. అంటే వాళ్ళు ఎంతవరకు చదువుతున్నారు, అంటే వాళ్ళకి what is their choosing different ways of showing what they know. See, ఇప్పుడు మీకు ఎంతో now when I ask in general when I ask questions, so what happens, few students they turn up, they give their answers, but few students they don't. See, as a teacher, what should I think? As a teacher, generally what happens, the teacher thinks that only the students, those who are giving answers, have understood the topic better, and the students, those who have not they are not giving the answers, might be they have not understood. But generally what happens is that ala undadu, kontamandi entante they do hesitate to give answers, they have that phobia, and few students are very extrovert. As soon as they know something and when the teacher asks them, immediately they give response. So what happens? So the student, it doesn't mean that as a teacher only the students don't give answers are good and the students, those who doesn't give answers, are not that good. Adi assessment kaane kaadu. I should give time. I should give importance to all the students, and I should have, see, as a student, few students are very good at talking, but few students are very good at writing skills. And when I ask you a question, some students may orally they may give the answers perfectly, but some students they may not be that good at expressing orally, but written they may do it well. So, in assessment, they should be given choice. And what is the first one I asked? What is the first one we are discussing? Responding to learner's voice. Every child is unique. Every child voice has to be listened. Every child's voice has to be given attention. So, every child's way of giving their view is different. Some view us verbally and some view us in written. Okay, oral istaru. కొంతమంది ఏంటంటే verbally ఇస్తారు. So, only students, those who talk more or those who are expressive, they are not considered. They are not the only one who are considered to be good. Even some students have different way of expressing their ideas. See, every students have different way of accessing information. Okay, making it and expressing themselves. కొంతమంది ఏంటంటే ఒక్కొక్కరు ఒక్కొక్క విధంగా ఆలోచిస్తారు, ఒక్కొక్క విధంగా వాళ్ళు ఏంటంటే they try to gather the information. But every student has got unique style of learning. Every student has got unique style of expressing their ideas. Even that has to be taken. See, some students in planning their learning, taking personal factors, every child has got different way of learning, and every child cannot learn in the same manner. Come on, tell me why? Because see, the way you understand the things, even the peer group, the family atmosphere, the personal factors, all take part in the learning. Okay. See, professional support in the provision of support to overcome barriers to learning in curriculum, having a say in relevant, meaningful personalities outcomes, in evaluating the learning outcomes to ensure educational achievement. అంటే ఏంటి ఇక్కడ వాళ్ళు see, key principles for promoting inclusive practices. First one, what did I say? Responding to learner voice. Ante enti I have to give importance to learners way of thinking, learners way of learning, learners way of expressing their views or ideas. Every child is unique. Every child has got a different learning style. The teacher has to pay attention to each and every student's interest, okay, and way of expressing their ideas. So what happens, this atmosphere will help the students, and not only the normal students but also the students with disability will come up with their ideas. This is the first point we have discussed. Active participation of learners. Did you understand the first point?
Yes, ma'am.
See here,
Yes, ma'am.
when I say, did you follow the now what is the thing I have told? Either Sirisha, Sangamitra, Niti, Shraddha or Shravani or few more students. Other students like we have Tuljarani, Shaina, Farzana, these. If people don't come, people don't turn up. And then there are answers. And as a teacher, I should actually ask the students in person, did you follow? See, if people are grown up, actually I don't have to. And in a normal classroom, the teacher, she doesn't have to. She just cannot move on just after listening to few students' voices. Like Shraddha has understood, Nitisha has understood, Sirisha has understood. Okay, now I'll move forward. No, that should not be the attitude of the teacher. She has to listen to each and every voice. The students should have a feeling that even I am being given importance, even my voice is being listened by the teacher. Then only the inclusive schools will be successful. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
At least after giving, just now I have told, at least I expect that after this, at least all the students will give their response. ఏంటి నాకు అర్థం కాదు, మీరు స్కూల్స్ లో మీరు చాలా మంది యూ ఆర్ వర్కింగ్ యాజ్ టీచర్స్, అవునా కాదా? యూ వర్క్ యాజ్ టీచర్స్. సో జనరల్లీ ఏమవుతుందండి, ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్తున్నాను అది అలా ఉండదు. ఇప్పుడు చూడండి, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ జస్ట్ ఇమాజిన్, నేను చెప్తే మీరు ఒకసారి ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకొని యూ హ్యావ్ టు గివ్ యువర్ ఒపీనియన్. See what happens if I'm taking the class. You have to be very genuine when you are giving the answer. మీరు నన్ను దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని మ్యామ్ ఏమనుకుంటారని. I give importance to everyone's voice. I listen to everyone's voice. See, just to what is that? To have a different impression on the teacher, you don't have to change your identity. What is running in your mind? What is your perception? You have to come out clearly. See, I'm giving a living example. Living example also. I'll give you an example. In case if I'm part of a inclusive school, I'm a teacher over there. I have normal students and even I have children with disability. So generally what happens when I am teaching a topic in the class, see what happens when you responding to learner's voice. So as a teacher, do I listen to each and every student in the class, that is inclusive class, where normal and disabled children will be there? And as a teacher, will I go and even ask whether they have understood the concept? Okay, will I go to the disabled children with different disabilities and I ask them regarding whether they have understood the topic or not? Or when normal students are giving their opinion regarding their topic, okay, and even the just after getting response from the normal students, will I move forward in my towards the next topic, or will I wait even for the disabled children to give their to give their opinion or to give their perception regarding the particular topic? As a teacher, నేను ఏం చేస్తాను, నార్మల్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఏం చెప్తున్నారు వాళ్ళకి విని నేను ముందుకు వెళ్తానా, లేదా నేను ఈవెన్ ఈ డిసేబుల్ చిల్డ్రన్ హ్యావింగ్ డిఫరెంట్ డిసబిలిటీ వాళ్ళని కూడా దృష్టిలో పెట్టుకొని వాళ్ళు ఏం చెప్తున్నారు నేను ముందుకు వెళ్ళానా లేదా అని వాళ్ళ ఆన్సర్ గురించి నేను వెయిట్ చేస్తానా? ఇది నార్మల్ గా చెప్పండి, ఏం చెయ్యాలని చెప్పకండి. మనం ఏం చేస్తాం,
డిసేబుల్ చిల్డ్రన్
చెప్పమ్మా.
డిసేబుల్ చిల్డ్రన్ కి అర్థమైందని చెప్తే మీరు మూవ్ అవుతారు మేడం. ఎందుకంటే వాళ్ళకు అర్థమైందంటే నార్మల్ చిల్డ్రన్ కి కూడా అర్థం అవుతుంది కదా మేడం.
Ma'am, in my opinion, we have to wait for both of the students, general as well as disabled, because many a times only general student also may not understand the concept, and disabled students, as they are gifted, they might understand the concept. So we need to wait for both of them, and we need to for the first point, need to wait for the response from the learner, and then we can go ahead with it.
Are Baba, we know what to do, we know what should be done, but do we follow the same things? And then when you happen to be in the positive atmosphere,
we need to follow them, but to some extent it is not but we need to.
Yeah, you need to. Let me tell you, when you happen to go to
some situations we do that, and based on the situation, if time is running out or syllabus has to be, then the teacher is forced to do some work where she might have missed, or she will not follow such rules.
Here we need to have liberty for the teachers, ma'am. Then there should be liberty for teachers to complete the portion or to interact with the students, keeping in the mind general students or the gifted students.
Now, if this is your thinking, then it's very good. It's very, very good. Here, whatever you people are telling that you are giving equal importance, you have that much of patience to listen to the students with disability. Okay, you have you are listening to their voice. Okay, you are giving equal importance to both students. If that is the attitude, if that is your attitude, then really it's very good. Okay, actually that should be the first thing that should be followed in the inclusive schools. Listening to learner's voice, irrespective of their disability.
But ma'am, if we are not following that, then it would be an inclusive school, no ma'am. If that is the first point, listening or responding to the learner's opinion, if it is not there, then it won't be an inclusive school. It would be a normal school, right ma'am?
See, Shraddha, we don't follow rules. Perfectly. Generally, what happens? Generally, మనం ఏంటంటే schools ఇంకా colleges లో we have n number of rules and regulations. Do we follow all the rules and regulations? నేను మీకు అనడం ఇక్కడ నేను మీరు చెయ్యొద్దు అనడం లేదు. నార్మల్ గా ఏమవుతుందంటే మనం యాజ్ అ టీచర్ నేను మీకు అలా చెప్పొద్దు, కానీ బట్ ఏమవుతుందంటే జనరల్లీ when I am taking, if at all inclusive class unnappudu, generally what happens, the teacher intentionally she may not do it, but it so happens that she will not give that much importance to the disabled children as the normal children. And if normal children, if they understand the topic well, she will not intentionally kaadu, she will not ask the disabled children whether they have followed or not. At times it so happens that in order to complete the portion, in order to do the work at proper time, either whatever may be the reason, but it so happens that she will not even listen to the children, disabled children, what they are saying. She will not have the time because she will be in a hurry to complete the portion. So Allah undadu, that should not be followed. That is not the inclusive practice. Inclusive practice is nothing but first giving attention or responding to learner's voice. Here each and every student's voice has to be listened by the teacher. వాళ్ళకి ఏం అర్థమైంది, ఎంతవరకు అర్థమైంది, ఎలా అర్థమైంది, ఎలా అర్థం చేసుకున్నారు, దాని మీనింగ్ ఏంటి, ప్రతిదీ. కానీ నేను చెప్పింది ప్రాక్టికలీ పాసిబుల్ అవుతుందా అని మీకు క్వశ్చన్ మార్క్. దిస్ ఈస్ వాట్ ఐఎమ్ ఆస్కింగ్ యూ, that we have to understand the different ways of learning of different students. We have to analyze them. We have to assess the different types of students based on how they have understood what they have understood. Okay, and why, and in case if students have not understood, why haven't they have understood? What is the reason? Do they have any personal problem, or do they have any problem from the peer group or the society? Ivanni I am telling you what has been given in the textbook, but practically you tell me, in case if you are part and parcel of an inclusive class and if inclusive practice is going on, will you be doing the same thing what I have told just now, that listening to each and everyone's voice, accepting the different ways of learning of different students, waiting for even the disabled children to understand in a better way, okay, giving equal importance? You have to be very frank. అవుతుందా, అంతవరకు అవుతుందా? What happened?
To fulfill all, it might not be possible sometimes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if we take now online sessions also, I feel, it's my personal opinion, I feel no teacher is following such all the things, I think so, ma'am. Presently what I have observed is.
And this is from your point of view, no?
అంటే యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్స్ ఇప్పుడు నేను టీచర్ కాబోయే అయినా కూడా వాట్ ఐ ఫీల్ ఇస్ వాళ్ళు ఫాలో అవుతున్న, అంటే నేను ఫాలో అవుతానా లేదో నాకు తెలియదు మ్యామ్. ఇప్పుడు ఫాలో అయ్యే టీచర్స్ లో కూడా లైక్ ఇప్పుడు వీళ్ళు క్లాసులలో అయితే మేము వెళ్ళి చూడం కదా మ్యామ్ యాజ్ ఎ పేరెంట్. ఇప్పుడు చూస్తున్న ప్రకారం ఐ థింక్ నో టీచర్ ఇస్ ఫాలోయింగ్ అన్నట్టు అనిపిస్తుంది.
అంతే మా ఏమవుతుందంటే చెప్పడం వేరే అవుతుంది, ప్రాక్టికల్లీ when you approach it, it has a different view. So generally what happens, the teacher, some few things are beyond the teacher's capacity. She cannot pay attention to each and every student, but every teacher will try. It all depends upon the capacity of the class and also the time duration, అదంతా ఉంటుంది. కానీ నార్మల్ చిల్డ్రన్ ఎలాగైనా మేనేజ్ చేస్తారు, కోపప్ చేసుకుంటారు, అంటే పేరెంట్స్ ఏదో. కానీ డిసేబుల్ చిల్డ్రన్కి ఏమవుతుందంటే అంతగా టీచర్ ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన ప్రకారం అది ఇట్స్ నాట్ దట్ పాసిబుల్ ఫర్ ద టీచర్ టు డూ ఆల్ ది థింగ్స్. అఫ్ కోర్స్ షీ మే ట్రై. సమ్ టైమ్స్ ఎవరైనా మనం కొంచెం ఇగ్నోర్ చేసామనుకోండి, అది ఆ ఇగ్నోర్ చేయగానే ఆ పిల్లలు ఒక రకంగా దే లూజ్ వాట్ ఈస్ దట్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్, దే ఫీల్ దట్ దే ఆర్ బీయింగ్ ఐసోలేటెడ్, దే ఫీల్ దట్ దే ఆర్ బీయింగ్ నెగ్లెక్టెడ్. అండ్ జస్ట్ లుక్, think about the pathetic condition of the child who has such insecurity, and especially children having such insecurity will not come up. అలాంటి యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్ మీ పిల్లలు చూడమ్మా, చాలా మంది ఏంటంటే కొంతమంది చాలా ఇన్నోసెంట్ ఉంటారు, వాళ్ళకి కొంచెం ఏదైనా వాళ్ళు కొంచెం వెనకాల వెళ్ళిపోతారు, అంటే వాళ్ళకి అంత గట్స్ ఉండదు, అంత ధైర్యం ఉండదు ముందుకు రావడానికి. సో మీరు పేరెంట్స్ యాజ్ ఎ పేరెంట్ కానీ యాజ్ ఎ టీచర్ కానీ మనం ఏంటంటే అలాంటి స్టూడెంట్స్ ని కొంచెం బూస్టప్ చేయాలి. Like for example, the living example just now we have Tare Zameen Par.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. But
Amir Khan was able to make out actually what అంటే ఆయనలో ఉండే hidden talent ని ఏంటి where was he going wrong అంటే parents were unable to what is that know the factors why this fellow is only thing is that they have come out with the conclusion that this fellow is not at all good at academics, this fellow is not at all good. But what Amir Khan did, it's practically it may not be that possible, but what Amir Khan did, actually that should be the approach. Every student, every child has got unique talent. A talent ni manamu we have as a teacher we should encourage, and generally as a teacher మీరు ముందు teacher అయితే now in future when you are going to become a teacher, don't give much importance to the children who are determined, who are very strong, who are good at academics. Try to boost what is that boost the students, okay, then inculcate confidence among the students who are little bit soft, who are not that dare enough. Try to build confidence in them. So adi meeru that is you do that ante meeru you as a teacher you are what is it doing justice to your profession. చాలా చదివి అంటే చాలా అకాడమిక్స్ లో బాగున్న వాళ్ళు కొంచెం ఏంటంటే ఎక్స్పోజర్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళు డైనమిక్ ఉన్న వాళ్ళని ప్రోత్సహించడం అవసరం లేదు. Already they are in a good position, but try to boost up the confidence, try to encourage the students who are not having that much of confidence. A word of confidence, a word of appreciation from the teachers will definitely change the thinking and the mentality of the children. This is what I was telling. Okay, next one, active participation of the learners. See, learners have to be given importance. They should be allowed to every child should be given chance to participate. Okay, వాళ్ళకి ఏంటంటే అబ్బాయి this is my class, even I am being importance, even I should be a part of the school activities, I am the part of the school environment. Okay, then what is that, every child has to be recognized and every child's what is that achievement has to be appreciated, okay, and celebrated. And especially I'm not talking about the normal children, I'm talking about the inclusive practices. And in case if at all inclusive children are there in the class, the child has to be recognized, the child has to be appreciated, and the child, in case if the student happens to reach the goal assigned by the teacher, then that achievement has to be celebrated in the classroom. Understood?
yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
See, the teacher has to take the responsibility for their own learning and active role in the learning process. Not teaching the normal students will not be a big task when it comes to the inclusive school. You have to take the responsibility of making the students, disabled children, learn something, and in case if they don't learn, don't blame them. It is your responsibility to make them learn. చాలా మంది ఏంటంటే అది మనకి ఏం ఫీలింగ్ వస్తుందంటే డిసేబిలిటీ ఆయన చెప్పినా ఒకటే చెప్పకుండా ఒకటే. See, that should not be the attitude of the teacher. The teacher should take the responsibility of the disabled children that they should learn something. They have to learn. Okay, now recognize their responsibilities to others in the school. అంటే ఇప్పుడు ఏంటంటే as a teacher not only should I appreciate the children who are with disability, but also I should encourage them, I should motivate them, I have to take the responsibility for their learning, and also I should make the other students, staff and the other members of the society know the importance and know the importance of the disabled children, and also give importance to the disabled children in the society. మనం ఏంటంటే disabled children ని పాపం అనొద్దు. We are not supposed to feel pity for disabled children. That pity should not be, that word shouldn't be used. Instead, you try to encourage them, you try to motivate them, you give them all the facilities, you give them the learning experiences in such a way that they provide, then appreciate them, okay, then assign them some tasks. ఇప్పుడు మనం జనరల్లీ మనకి ఏంటంటే ఏదైనా ఒకటి మనం నార్మల్ చిల్డ్రన్ వీళ్ళేం చేస్తారు, డిసేబుల్ చిల్డ్రన్ వీళ్ళకి ఏదైనా టాస్క్ ఇచ్చినా ఒకటే ఇవ్వకుండా ఒకటే అలా చేస్తే మీరు లిటరలీ యూ ఆర్ డిమోటివేటింగ్ దెమ్. గివ్ దెమ్ అసైన్ సమ్ వాట్ ఇస్ దట్ టాస్క్, ఏదో ఒక టాస్క్, ఇఫ్ నాట్ ద సేమ్ టాస్క్ అట్లీస్ట్ లిటిల్ బిట్ లెస్ దెన్ ఆ లెవెల్ కొంచెం తక్కువ ఇచ్చి వాళ్ళ టాస్క్ ఇచ్చినప్పుడు వాళ్ళు టాస్క్ కంప్లీట్ చేస్తే మోటివేట్ దెమ్ టు కంప్లీట్ ద టాస్క్, అండ్ ఇఫ్ దే హ్యాపన్ టు కంప్లీట్ ద టాస్క్ ఎంకరేజ్ దెమ్, and if they have achieved, celebrate the achievement. Did you get my point?
Yes, ma'am.
How about others? Lakshmi?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Understood, ma'am.
Now, positive teacher attitude. How the teacher attitude should be? She should be good. Okay. ఎంతమంది టెక్స్ట్ బుక్స్ చెప్పండి.
I'm having, ma'am.
1, 2. ఇంకా
I have.
Sunita?
I'm also having, ma'am.
Then here Madhuri.
I do have, ma'am.
No, ma'am. Test paper, ma'am.
You have test paper. Who is having? Sunita is having test paper.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Tomorrow only 5 minutes I'll be giving you. Now, పాజిటివ్ టీచర్ యాటిట్యూడ్. మీరు మరి దీంట్లో ఉండేది చెప్పొద్దు, చదివి చెప్పొద్దు. యాజ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఇక్కడ టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ పెట్టుకొని మీరు ముందు పెట్టుకుని ఉంటారు. దాంట్లో ఏది ఇంపార్టెంట్ పాయింట్స్ ఉంటే అవి మాత్రం. హౌ ద టీచర్ ఇంక్లూజివ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అంటే ఒక ఇంక్లూజివ్ స్కూల్లో ఎలాంటి యాక్టివిటీస్ ఉండాలి, టీచర్ ఎలా ఉండాలి. నేను ఏం చేశాను, ఫస్ట్ వన్ రెస్పాండింగ్ టు లెర్నర్ వాయిస్ అండ్ యాక్టివ్ పార్టిసిపేషన్ ఫ్రమ్ లెర్నర్స్. ఓన్లీ 2 things I have told. The remaining only I want 5 minutes from each student, not more than that.
Read once again, ma'am. Your voice is tracking up.
Now, see what principles for promoting inclusive practices లో నేను రెస్పాండింగ్ టు లెర్నర్స్ వాయిస్ అనేది నేను అదొకటి చెప్పాను. యాక్టివ్ పార్టిసిపేషన్ ఆఫ్ లెర్నర్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి అని. ఓకే, ఇక్కడ లెర్నర్ గివింగ్ ఇంపార్టెన్స్ టు లెర్నర్ వాయిస్ అండ్ ఈవెన్ వీ షుడ్ ఎన్కరేజ్ దెమ్ టు స్టూడెంట్స్ టు పార్టిసిపేట్ ఇన్ ద యాక్టివిటీస్. అండ్ ద థర్డ్ వన్ ఈస్ positive teacher attitudes. Okay, then tarvata effective teacher skills, then we have visionary school leadership. Okay, then we have coherent interdisciplinary services. So only this 4 topics are there. 4 topics I want. See, you don't have to read out the complete matter. We are only writing paper for 35 marks. Kani under that particular subheading actually what comes అనేది ఏంటి ఇప్పుడు టీచర్ యాటిట్యూడ్. పాజిటివ్ టీచర్ యాటిట్యూడ్ అంటే టీచర్ యాటిట్యూడ్ ఎలా ఉండాలి. ఓకే,
Out of the book you want the content, ma'am?
I don't want anything out of the book, but only thing is that I don't want the same thing what is given in the textbook. You don't read it out. You come out with your own words.
You have to give the gist of that point in our own words, right, ma'am?
Yeah, you have to give the gist. Like we have the responsibility for all learners. You don't have to read out. Everyone knows how to read. So I don't want the same thing. I'm going to give you only 5 minutes for each one. Okay?
Okay.
Yes, those who have not taken, I want them to take. Shyam Prakash, who is this? Shyam Prakash Pemmaraju. Who is this?
Bhavani, ma'am. Bhavani.
ఏ పేరు పెట్టుకుంటారు తల్లి, నాకైతే ఎవరు అని అర్థం అవట్లేదు. ఓకే, ఫైన్. భవానీ, ఐ థింక్ సెమినార్ ఎవరెవరు ఇక్కడ తీసుకోలేదు? సెమినార్ ఎవరు తీసుకోలేదు ఇంతవరకు? రచన, నువ్వు? రచన,
No, ma'am.
నువ్వు తీసుకోలేదు నాన్న? టెక్స్ట్ బుక్ ఉంది నీ దగ్గర?
No.
అయితే నువ్వు ఇది ఎవరి దగ్గర?
No, ma'am.
ఈ పెద్ద 4 పేజీలు లేదు, 1.5 page ఉంది. ఈ పిక్ తీసుకొని యూ హ్యావ్ టు టుమారో రచన.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, positive teacher attitudes. I think most of them have the textbooks. Only 1 page is there. Just ask them to send the pic. And who are the Bhargavi?
Okay, ma'am.
Ratna is going to take this. And effective teacher skills, Bhargavi. 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 Okay, fine. Swati Nayak.
Yes, ma'am.
You take effective teacher skills.
Okay, ma'am.
Tomorrow you have to be present. Nobody is looking. Only 5
Okay,
minutes.
ma'am, okay.
Because the next I have to tell you. Okay?
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Effective?
Teacher skills.
Effective teacher skills. Okay, ma'am.
Then who is this? Subuna? Sunita?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Visionary school leadership.
Can you repeat once again, ma'am?
Visionary school leadership.
Okay, ma'am. Okay.
And the 4th one, Bhagya, did you take seminar, Bhagya? Bhagyashree. Okay, Madhavi.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you take seminar?
No, ma'am.
Okay, you take this coherent interdisciplinary services. You know, 5-6 points ఉన్నాయి. దాని గురించి మీరు just you have to see. I think you have understood what is inclusive schools. All these things, whatever the topics I have given you, they are related to the children with disability. ఎలా ఉండాలి ఒక స్కూల్ అంటే స్కూల్ ఎలాంటి ప్రాక్టీసెస్ ఎలా యాక్టివిటీస్ పెట్టాలి, టీచర్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, స్టూడెంట్స్ పీర్ గ్రూప్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, ఓకే మేనేజ్మెంట్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, దిస్ ఇస్ వాట్ టీచర్ స్కిల్స్ ఎలా ఉండాలి, టీచర్ యాటిట్యూడ్ ఎలా ఉండాలి. సో ఆల్రెడీ ఐ హావ్ టోల్డ్ యూ అబౌట్ 2 and the remaining 4 tomorrow within half an hour కూడా కాదు 5 minutes at 3 o'clock I'll log in, 3:05 I'll start the class. Okay, first one Rachna చెప్తుంది, second one Swati Nayak, okay, third one visionary school leadership will be told by Sunita, and fourth one is Madhavi, coherent interdisciplinary services. Okay, 5 minutes. You don't have to read out what is there in the textbook. You have to give the gist. Okay?
Okay.
Follow? Will you? And never assign you, never teacher, never absent avvoddu. If that is the case, please tell me. Okay. Now, I think I have told you the difference between impairment, handicap, and disability.
Yes, ma'am.
Handicap అంటే
Physical disability.
ఇంకా one more, I think I have given you example.
What we cannot do on a feeling on a handicap.
See, even if you want to do, but if you are unable to do, that is
You are unable to do అన్నదానికి మళ్ళీ హ్యాండిక్యాప్డ్ వస్తుంది.
చేయాలనుకుంటారు, చేయాలని
Ma'am, voice is breaking, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Shall I, Vandana, do you have any doubts regarding this today's
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
Clear.
Okay, start 3 o'clock, you will log in. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
నేనే చెప్పి inclusive అంటే I'll get what is it, you people get next. So different voices, we have to listen to Nana's voice. Okay.
Sure, ma'am.
Okay then. See you tomorrow.
Okay, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.